Welcome to the Between Two Wheels podcast. We talk about all things on and between two wheels. I'm your host, Johnny Roadblock, and you know my co-host, Justin Ram Toolbird.
Ram 'em.
And Uncle Assholes Live Forever Ken. This episode is being brought to you by Get Lowered Cycles, your home for Harley parts, accessories, and all the gear you could possibly need for your bike. On today's episode, we are discussing what to do if your bike breaks down on the road, some Yuppie Biker news, and some interesting information we have found for 2019.
But before we get to that, as you may have heard back in episode 2, we are starting Operation Clean Slate. In short, basically what we're doing is we're getting a motorcycle, tearing it down, customizing it, and giving it away free of charge to a deserving veteran. With that being said, we have started a Patreon page to help raise money for the build. We're working on some corporate sponsors as well, but as we all know, bikes aren't cheap. Other than donating money to a worthy cause, you will get some benefits as well. For our Big Wheels and Power Wheels members, you will have access to our podcast live streams, as well as our build live streams, live Q&A sessions, and more. This will give you a behind-the-scenes view into the antics and dumb shit we do that is edited out for the final released episodes. Also, for our Power Wheels members, after 6 months of membership, you will receive a sticker pack and t-shirt. Go head over to www.between2wheels.com, the 2 is spelled out TWO, and click on our Patreon link to become a member of the B2W crew.
All right, so what's going on, guys?
My mouth is still on fire.
Mine is too, from just spitting that awesome ad break right there.
There you go. So, you guys have heard me talk about Tracy doing the Bun Burner Gold, the 1,500 miles in 24 hours.
She did.
Only about 19
Yeah.
times.
Could you tell us that story?
Yeah, so I shall.
And Ken also lived in Montana.
Did he?
Did I?
Oh, damn.
I don't remember.
Okay, so
I did.
Yep.
For like 6 years.
And Faith is on keto.
There's a lot of cool shit in Montana.
So to kind of tie into this episode, when bikes break down, not a lot of people know what you can do or what you should do.
Call Tom Cruise.
Yeah, especially when you're on the road and stuff. So Tracy was doing her 1,500 gold attempt, and one of her spokes got loose. It was a known recall item that was only known to dealerships, not to any of the independents, and not to the public.
Ooh.
So she was just outside of El Paso. She was at the turnaround point in Las Cruces, New Mexico, which is 750-mile mark. And she got squirrely. She's able to limp the bike into the Harley shop there in Las Cruces. We had a friend that's from El Paso. He had a buddy that drove out, picked her up in Las Cruces, brought her to the airport, and she was able to fly home.
Damn.
But it was a big thing, and we were lucky enough to know someone who could go and get her to an airport, and it didn't cost us an arm and a leg.
Yeah, no kidding.
So,
Well, for y'all.
Yeah.
Just
Right.
a single flight to El Paso would be an arm and leg for blue-collar guys like me and Ken.
this is back when Southwest was flying for like $100 a flight.
Oh,
Oh,
going
just
budget.
$100, yeah.
Dicks. So, here are some choices if your bike is completely shut down and you can't limp it back safely to your home or to a dealership or something nearby while actually riding it.
Yep.
So,
Show them titties.
Option 1.
option one.
Put a bullet in it. Right in a shallow grave.
So, let's talk about dealerships or shops. Depending on what manufacturer you have, I know for a fact Harley shops will typically help you out, especially when they know they're going to get the kick for actually doing the repairs.
Yep.
If you have one that's close to you, just look it up on your app or your phone's GPS, tell you what Harley shops are nearby. Give them a shout, see if they'll come and pick you up. This is huge. I know I've called them a few times to come pick up a bike that I could not ride to a dealership, and they've been happy to come out and do it for free.
Normally they'll come out. I mean, if you're within like an hour of where they're at, maybe they might even push it further.
Yeah, like when you and I, Justin, had our accident.
I don't remember what we're talking about.
Yeah, the booping for dominance ride.
So what happened was we were at an intersection.
And the Donnie.
That guy, Donnie. But I'm sure we could have probably called the shop in Bernie.
Yeah.
Or even with the relationship we have with Cowboys, they probably would have come out and picked us up, especially knowing that an insurance job, they're going to get paid pretty well to get
they'll make their money back for sure.
Yeah. So there's that one. my favorite one, phone a friend.
Oh, God.
It's a reliable one usually.
Did I ever tell you about the time that Brad phoned me?
No.
What?
So it was back when he had his Honda. And if you don't know, Hondas have that little fuel switch on the side.
I do know this story.
Yep.
But our listeners don't know this story.
So Brad was extremely new to motorcycles. And that Honda got terrible gas mileage. I think he was only getting like 80 miles to the tank.
It was garbage.
It was really bad.
That's worse than a Sportster.
It was worse than a Sportster. It was.
Yeah.
And what he didn't realize is that Hondas have a reserve tank. So you've got a little fuel. I don't know if it's technically called a petcock, since I don't know if that bike is carbureted or not. But basically, it was a fuel switch to switch from your tank to the reserve tank, which was like another gallon. So he runs out of gas on the side of 1604, pulls off to the inside, so in between both fast lanes.
Excellent choice. Excellent choice.
And he didn't know about the reserve tank, so he just thought that the bike had died. And then to make matters worse, he put his hazards on and left everything else on as well, so he would be visible on the side of the road. Calls me to come pick it up in the truck. This is when I still have my truck. I get there, and I realize that he has no fuel, so I turn to the reserve tank. But now the bike won't start because he's run his battery completely dead by keeping the hazards on for about an hour.
So the Honda battery's that shitty?
Yes.
Damn. What kind of Honda was it?
It's a Honda
Honda
Shadow
Shadow.
750.
Yeah.
I thought they had the same style
was-
batteries like a Softail
Oh,
or
it
a
was such a
Dyna.
bad bike.
Huh.
It was such a bad bike.
They're everywhere for a reason.
Yeah.
Cheap.
And then right
Cheap.
before he traded in, it started leaking oil too. I was like, damn, it just wants to be a Harley.
Stereotypes exist for a reason. So, phoning a friend, depending on your inner circle of friends, you can contact them to come pick you up and the bike. If they're really good friends, they'll pick both of you up. If they're decent friends, they'll pick your bike up and leave you there. In the OG crew, we have access to 2 trucks and 2 trailers. But make sure you repay them with gas money or food. Well, always food
Yeah.
for
Hell
their
yeah.
time. That's always important.
Or whiskey.
Whiskey does
Oh,
help,
yeah.
especially with Brad and Justin.
Yes.
And me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I've only seen you kill one bottle of Johnny Green
To be fair, he did it by himself though.
In my
Scotchy,
bed.
Scotchy, Scotch.
in one setting.
I don't know. He killed quite a bit at our New Year's party, but you were in Canada. Hey guys, you know
Hey.
Roadblock went to Canada,
Yeah, I went to
Yeah.
Canada for a
Yep.
week.
but he did take down quite a bit there too.
Nice.
Yeah, that was pretty
That was
good
a
whiskey.
good time.
Yeah.
I thought that part was gonna get weird.
So here's
Could've.
something. Now I dig deep on this one. Rider memberships. So whenever you get a new Harley Davidson, or some shops even hook you up if you buy a used one, you get a 1-year membership to National Hog, or Harley Owners Group. Now Hog, with that membership, will provide you up to $100 per year to get you and your bike to the nearest Harley shop, which that can come in handy.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
With me, with how many bikes I've bought over the last 3 years, I think I'm good for like 5 or 6
You got a
years.
lifetime
worth of-
membership yet?
Actually,
Depends on how long you live.
Send like a special gold card.
Yeah, it's metal.
Yeah.
but for this, if you don't know, I think it's like $35 a year after the first free year.
Yep.
So it's like a $65 credit for your towing. If you're only paying $35 and they'll give you $100, so that's how math works.
And that's not to include a lot of insurance companies will also give you a discount for
Yep.
having a hog. That's
Yeah.
actually the only reason why I keep mine, is because the discount I get on my insurance is better than the hog membership.
Yeah.
So I think I
Yep.
paid $37 after tax, and then my discount was like $52.
Yeah, but I
So-
just matter of fact, my new hog guard came in the mail today.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Now, whenever I'm buying bikes, I make him give Tracy a free membership as well.
Oh, so you're double protected.
Yep. So I get
Good
the
lord.
hat, the mug, and a hog membership for myself and Tracy. So that's pretty cool. Now, I didn't know this, but
2020.
I found out that for Honda Goldwing riders, they have their own club called Goldwing Road Riders Association. And as
Wild
a
hogs.
member, yeah, wild hogs. As a member, they will cover up to $35 per breakdown to
So
get
generous.
you to your home or to a dealership. And this is upgradable to $100 per breakdown for an additional annual fee. Now, I don't know how much their membership costs are. I don't actually think it's much of anything, like $10-15, but don't quote me on that. I don't ride a Goldwing, so I don't really know. But it's kind of another perk for all the old guys who drive Goldwings.
They're gonna be old.
I mean,
Well, it's what it is.
their bikes don't break down. Remember?
Oh yeah, they're Hondas.
The final item on this list is insurance companies. Many insurance companies have a provision called trip interruption or something to that effect. If you break down, they will tow you to the nearest shop, typically within 50 miles. Anything over 50 miles, you'll have to cover the cost of. Some have roadside assistance packages as well for idiots who run out of gas. They'll come fill you up. And also, if you need to get your bike jumped, they have special jumps.
Yeah. Coming
Jump
from an
boxes.
insurance background, you can also upgrade this trip interruption, and you can also, always get the roadside. It's usually like $2 to $5 per year. So you're looking at an
Yeah.
increase of 50 cents.
Yeah.
So just do it.
Now, I know on Dairyland, which is the insurance I carried for a long time, their trip interruption package was phenomenal. Like
Yes.
they put you up in a hotel.
I think it was a $100 tow too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
and
really good.
if you need to they'll get you a rental car to get you back home.
Yep.
So check with your insurance company. Make sure you've opted in
Yes.
for this package. Again, it's dirt cheap and
Super cheap. Do it.
it goes along with your insurance.
I have
it's
it in mind.
roadside insurance.
You
so,
use it once, and it's going to pay for the next 10 months.
Yeah. Oh yeah, easily.
So the Goldwing Road Riders Association, look at the price, $55 for 1 year.
Oh shit.
Oof.
So you have to
What are
break
the
down
perks, though?
twice.
But there could be other perks. Like, I know since they might be even bigger than Hog.
No.
You don't think
No.
so?
No way. Hog's actually the largest AMA sanctioned club in the world.
Oh.
But
Wow.
they give away their membership for
Fuck
everyone
me.
who buys a bike. So
All right, well, y'all don't need me anymore. I'll see y'all.
Later.
300,000 bikes a year sold.
So the Rescue Plus, which is the upgraded to 100-mile one you were
Mhm.
talking about, that's an additional cost, of course. It's 100 miles of towing and coverage up to 10 times per year.
Okay.
Wow. You must have a really shitty bike if you're breaking down almost once a month.
But that covers motorcycles, cars, trucks, your trailers, your RVs, your tow haulers,
Oh, so it's everything.
motorhomes.
God. So it's definitely worth it then.
And it's $120 a year
Wow.
just for that. So you add in your $55 membership to that, you're at $175.
Yeah, I don't know if it's actually worth it at that
Yeah,
point.
depends on how much you travel. Like if,
But
if
if
you were
you're-
retired
And doing a lot of traveling,
lot
you've
of
got
traveling,
you
yeah.
got your
Yeah.
motor home or whatever.
Yeah, but if you're looking at it from the standpoint of how much does that cost you with normal auto insurance policy for all your vehicles?
Like AAA or something like
Yeah.
that.
So,
I
I
mean,
mean-
USAA's got really good coverage.
Yeah, it's usually about the same for I don't know about RVs. I didn't work on RVs when I was in insurance, but I know for cars and trucks, you're looking about the same for roadside, like $2 to $5 per 6-month policy. So you're talking
Yeah.
less than $1 a month.
So I think, honestly, it may be better just to go with the standard rate or see what your vehicle insurance company covers.
Yeah,
Primarily, it matters around motorcycles for this conversation, but for the Honda thing, if you're already getting a membership and you don't have to pay that initial $55, $120 a year, and it covers all your vehicles. Yeah,
Their website is shit.
well, yeah. Have you noticed how Honda, motorcycle, Yamaha, Suzuki, all the import
yeah,
websites are garbage?
and Indian.
Well, yes,
that's my least
true.
favorite.
Yeah.
Man.
We should write down the show notes to do an episode all about insurance. Bring me in as the subject matter expert. I can tell you about all the coverages and what you should get, what you shouldn't get. Super boring, but it's good information to have.
Yeah, I was licensed as well when I first got out of the
We'll
Navy
see. There you go. Ken-
for Harley Davidson insurance.
Kenny can just be here for good looks.
I have a gun.
There you go. You keep us safe.
I've done my desk pop.
So, you've heard us talking about Get Lowered cycles on many of our episodes, and now we have partnered with Get Lowered to give the Between Two Wheels listeners something a little extra. When you spend $100 or more, Get Lowered will hook you up with a free Get Lowered t-shirt. All you have to do, head over to getlowered.com, choose the parts and gear you need, and when you check out, use the coupon code B2W podcast, and the 2 is actually the number 2. And put your shirt size in the notes section, and they will hook it up for you.
Dope.
I have like 7 of them.
I have like 2 already.
They run a little bit small, so if you're kind of on the brink of a size, go up. Just a heads up.
They're comfy shirts, though.
They're super comfortable, especially their new ones. Oh man, high quality stuff.
So, let's move over to Yuppie Biker News.
Oh boy.
So, last
Yuppie
year,
fucking bikers.
we saw quite a few, not a lot, but a few, cafe racer style bikes hit the market, most notably from Kawasaki. And that, we already knew about the BMW R9T. But
yes.
But for 2019, Kawasaki's continuing the trend with the model that they've called the W800 Cafe.
I'm just to look this one up.
Now, this thing has an amazing 40 horsepower and just shy of 50 torque motor.
Yeah, killing it.
Yep, it's going to be insane for all those who really like the style of old, uncomfortable bikes that can't get you very far at all and can't get you there quickly. So for all the safety-minded people who don't ever get on a highway, this would be the perfect bike for y'all.
Oh, I see. W800 actually is very retro looking.
I just can't stand cafe bikes, cafe racer bikes. I just can't. I mean, I appreciate the aesthetic of people who actually build them.
Yeah.
Who buy a bike and then turn it into that. I have more appreciation for that than going to the store and being like, oh, I want the blue one.
And I think I have to agree 100% because to me a cafe racer is a bike that you put $5,000 to $6,000 tops into building yourself. You get a rundown piece of crap, late 80s, early 90s,
yes,
and you build it yourself. You buy like a Honda CB900 or like an old BMW and you do it yourself. So
I've seen some pretty wicked looking Sportsters that have been converted into cafes. Now those
that's a lot of work.
Wasn't $5,000. It was probably a lot
No.
more, but they look cool, and I can appreciate the aesthetics.
Yeah. It's just the practicality of them is just not there. They're bar hoppers.
And I would have to say it's probably one of my least liked bikes.
Yeah.
I would build one as a show bike. I'd build one just to take it to shows. But like I said, I wouldn't go over $6,000-7,000.
But you also wear skinny jeans.
That's
You
true.
do.
I'm also in a boy band.
Yeah, damn fucking skinny jeans.
Oh, we don't talk anymore.
So some other cafe style bikes to look for in 2019 is the all new Ducati Scrambler Cafe Racer, which I'll admit,
Okay, that one's not bad.
it looks pretty good.
That one's not bad.
The Kawasaki Z900, so they have the W800, the Z900. Triumph keeping it extremely British with the Thruxton.
I mean, that's Triumph, though. I mean, I expect that from Triumph.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because you can't... There's not a lot of places in England where you can really open up a motorcycle.
No.
Because every 25 miles you're hitting a roundabout
Yep.
that even though they've grown up with them, they still can't maneuver
No.
a roundabout to save their lives.
Seen some pretty awesome videos of them actually hitting roundabouts, going airborne. That's pretty awesome.
The Kawasaki Z900 is not a cafe, by the way.
It's not?
No. That's the one that you said like you love the front end on?
Yeah.
That's the Z900.
So they were saying that they're actually having a cafe racer style Z900.
I didn't see that at all.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh no, let me check the interwebs.
There you
can
go.
keep talking.
Can't lie on the internet.
And then the BMW R9T Racer is the official cafe bike.
Oh, you're right, and it's dope.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that one looks pretty slick. Maybe it's the green because I like green.
Yeah. I had never seen that bike before.
Yeah.
All right,
Wow.
so show it to the camera. So
The Z900 Cafe.
Yeah, it looks good.
That's dope. So they're basically doing the same thing Honda's doing by taking, their CB1000 or no,
900.
CB1. What's their naked one though? The CB900 is the cafe looking one, but they took that from their CB1000RR, I believe it's called, the one that Hunter Honda has.
Okay.
And they basically took that bike and remolded it into what you see there. And then Yamaha did the same thing with the FZs.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I just don't like the BMW, the 9T.
I
No?
love the 9T. I've seen it in person. Oh god, I saw one go down 1604 the other day. It looks so good.
There's not a lot of BMW bikes I don't like.
Yeah.
Even their sport bikes they're unique enough of a look that they don't blend in with all the other Japanese bikes.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Ducati Scrambler looks way better.
Yes.
I would say yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, look at it. It's coming out of Italy, and that's where Vespas come from. So they're kind of used to that style, the kind of around town, no highways to really get on. That's kind of what they're good at designing. But I'm actually looking. I'd like to go and look at the Z900, and I want to test ride the R9T. I do.
I want to test ride every bike there is.
Yeah, I mean, any and all bikes, I'll sit on it and ride it. Just give me a chance.
Yeah.
We need to test ride some ADV bikes too.
Yes.
Completely unrelated, but
Long-term test rides, evaluations.
long term.
6 to 9 months.
It's called a purchase, right?
It's called a lease.
6 to 9 months should suffice.
Yeah.
Awkward silence. Gay babies.
So, bad news. I didn't hit record on the record.
Jesus Christ.
So we're going to have to rely on the sound file that this is recording for.
Oh, shit. That's why we can't have nice things around here. Fucking amateur hour.
God damn it. Well, we can start over.
No.
All right, we'll have to figure this one out in post.
Figure it out.
So some interesting information hitting for 2019. Now, this article came out, 2018?
Yeah, it
Late
would've been
2018?
Yeah.
The number of women riding has almost doubled in the past decade.
I believe that.
However, it's still not a staggering number. I mean, from what it was, it did double, but
That's true.
the number of women riders is still super low.
Yeah, and what bikes are they riding? Now, the article didn't go into a lot of detail into this, but I saw a lot of women at the International Motorcycle Show who were riders. Now, some of them I didn't want to see.
Allegedly.
Um,
They could have been paid to be there.
yeah, true, but no.
Not the booth babes.
I didn't say they were paid well.
Paid to pork rinds.
It's a sliding scale.
Paid in pork.
And not the good ones, the cheap ones with no flavor on
The crack ones.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. If you look at Instagram, there's a whole bunch of biker chicks, and half of these chicks don't look like they would know the difference between a clutch and a brake. But
It's got two clutches. It's a stunt bike.
yeah, there you go.
On
Double
both-
brakes.
Yeah, on the left side. Yeah.
Yeah.
2 clutches.
But I don't know. I mean, I do see more and more women on the road, and I do see a lot of them on kind of the standards, Sportsters, Dynas, the stripped down Hondas and Yamahas and stuff. But I don't think that, personally, I don't think they're making a big enough dent to really start seeing a vast change in the marketplace.
No.
What are you guys thinking?
Yeah, most of the women that I see on 2 wheels are either on a scooter, and like an actual scooter, Vespa scooter, or a sport bike.
Yeah.
Even sport bikes are tall.
Yeah. But I don't see hardly ever that many women riding themselves.
Yeah. I
It's
know
just-
Sheila from Cowboys, little Sheila, she rides a Road Glide,
Mhm.
and that shocked the hell out of me. I think her and maybe a couple on Instagram are the only girls that I see on baggers.
Well, they're not heavy unless you knock them over.
Well, Tracy rides a bagger.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, it's not heavy unless you knock it over.
Yeah.
Who picked it up going down that dirt road?
Well, I did because she
No,
was
that doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
But
Who picked it up at the gas station?
Yeah, who
she
picked
did.
it up? Oh, she
Oh,
did?
okay.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
No, she
That's
did.
true.
Allegedly.
I want to see the proof.
So one of the things the article mentioned was that there was more women getting into riding because the clothing manufacturers are making clothes that fit women better.
No.
Now,
What?
when I
Just
saw that, I was like,
no.
that's the
So it's a
dumbest shit I've
it's a
ever
fucking
heard.
fashion accessory? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Well,
basically.
it's kind of like those purse dogs.
I mean, like, I understand that women need their own particular clothing line. Their
Yeah.
bodies are built differently. Even when I went to buy my wife new riding gear,
Yeah.
you know, there's more men's stuff available, but, you know, when you're built up top differently,
Yeah.
when you got the titties.
you got them titties, you know, got to have room for them titties.
Gotta have room for damn titties.
Damn titties.
If we should open up our own motorcycle clothing brand
Dim titties.
and
A women and the
Damn
women's and the
titties.
women's line be called dim titties.
damn titties. Yep.
You heard it here on Between Two Wheels.
Don't take it.
First.
That's my idea.
That's our idea. Don't
My
take
idea.
it. Call dibs.
Copywritten.
But I mean, let's open that up. What do you think it would take for them to make an impact on the market?
Honestly, I think it's the manufacturers.
Oh, it's
They-
all on the manufacturers.
The manufacturers need to unfuck their marketing. And
Well-
let's face it, their marketing is shit for younger riders
Worst.
and for women riders.
I was going to say they can't even unfuck their marketing for riders like us.
Right. But so many people are afraid of the weight of a motorcycle. And they need to understand that you have 3 gyros keeping that bike straight up. You have to fight it to lean over. They don't educate the public well enough on how to balance a motorcycle. The fact that the 3 of us can sit there, feet completely off the ground, and not move and balance the bike. It just comes down to practice.
Yep.
And I think, honestly,
Practice.
get men out of the picture when it comes to training them on how to ride.
Agreed.
You know, but I've heard differing views on that stance right there. It's like getting men out of the picture. You know, women training women. Some women don't like to fucking talk to other women
And
when it
That's
comes
true.
to this.
But it
And
should be more of an
especially-
option.
Especially if the woman that is doing the training, the instructor, is a quote unquote good looking woman.
Mm,
okay, so
need some butch looking girl up there with flannel.
Flannel. Yeah.
Dixon flannel.
Dixon
only the
flannel.
only the best.
Hey, it's good shit.
So, you know, when Tracy and I talk about this, you know, when we were talking about helping with Miss Bird, I was like, look, get Justin completely out of the picture. You and I go work with her, because spouses cannot train spouses
No, bad idea.
at all, because you put too much pressure. We put too much pressure on each other. That's just how it is. We expect something out of our significant others that an outsider wouldn't put on them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's that. And then at the end of the day, you motherfuckers have to sleep next to that girl. And
We don't have to.
You don't want to piss her off
This
because
is America.
you may want to get some nookie
Sleep
later.
where the fuck I want.
But no, I think, one, take the pressure off of women to be just as good of a rider as a man when they start. Because they already have a fear from the women I've talked to, not all of them, but some of the women, the ones I've spoken to, they have a fear, especially around the weight of that bike. They don't
I do hear that a lot.
they don't grasp that, yes, the bike weighs 920 pounds. However, it's on a kickstand. You just have to push it up a little bit and then go. And when
Yeah.
it falls over, there's a method for a very tiny person to pick up a really big fucking bike and do it by themselves.
Yeah. I mean,
Learn.
I've heard
It's-
that from my wife even. You know, like she won't even move my bike in the garage.
And
I mean, I don't want her to, but if I asked her to, she has flat out said she's not going to move my bike just because of how big it is.
Yeah. For me, I think the manufacturers need to educate women better. And they need to stop sexualizing in their marketing. Because
Oh,
you
yeah.
see these women on motorcycles who are not the norm. They don't see the woman who has a little bit of a muffin top. They don't see
Love muffins.
the larger scaled women who are on these bikes. They see these skinny little bitches with big fake titties. Now, again, we like to look at them,
Damn titties.
but
But at the same time, it's like you got to pick one or the other, because like we said that their marketing is so screwed up even towards guys like us. Like,
yeah,
don't get me wrong, I love big boobies just as much as the next guy, but I don't want that riding a motorcycle.
right. No, I want someone who's going to actually ride a motorcycle
Yep.
to try and sell one,
Well,
or
I mean, you know.
explain something to a rider, even if it's a young, like a Zachary, my nephew. I can't go and explain to that little kid what a motorcycle is all about riding, because he's like 125 pounds soaking wet, and he's scared of the weight of a motorcycle. I'm like, dude, Tracy can ride. She can pick up her bike. She's not on the heaviest Harley, but she's on one of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's definitely
That's
one of the
up
bigger
there.
ones.
You know, she's on a Road King, and she can do things on that bike that some of these new riders wouldn't even dream about doing on a Dyna or a Softail.
I think it really all is in the marketing and how
Yeah.
just terrible it is. I mean, even the marketing towards, people like us.
Yeah, millennial and zennial riders.
I can't walk into any Harley dealership, even with the weight I've lost, and buy a T-shirt.
Yeah.
And if you walk into just about any Harley shop and look at the vast majority of their riders, they look like me.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
I mean, just go to Cowboys when they have their pancake breakfast and go look around at those riders, and not a single freaking one of them can go buy one of their shirts off the rack and it fit properly.
No, because once you get into the 4 or 5X sizes, it's just a moo at that point.
And I love it. I
Well,
love my moo-moos. It tastes
right.
good too.
so
The moo-moos.
we have seen an increase in female riders. However, we need to see more. We need to see them actually grow the sport and gear it towards other riders, not just women, even smaller men who are women's size, like Brad.
True.
I mean,
I
you're
ju-
not wrong.
I just think this article is interesting. I mean, like it says this, obviously this is one survey.
Right.
Survey says.
Survey says that 19% of motorcycle owners are women. I mean, that's you think about that.
19?
It's still a big number.
That is. It's 1/5
Well,
almost.
but that's who owns them.
That's true.
Now,
True.
how many guys out there have shitty credit scores and their women have good credit scores, and the women are the ones who buy it for the guys?
Not me.
Yeah, so I guess it just depends on how they did this study. Whether it was, hey, do you ride a motorcycle or do you own a motorcycle?
Well, they're going off for public record. That's the easiest way to get
Yeah.
it. And so they're looking at registrations, probably.
Mm-hmm.
And they might be guessing by the name. I don't know if registration has sex as a criteria.
I don't
I don't think so, does.
think it does.
So if it has probably a known female name or a
Well,
easily identified as
it could have social security number on it, which at that point could.
on a registration,
I'm trying to think of what we pull for registration.
I've lived in 5 states and never had to put my social on a registration card.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
For insurance, they pull socials, but they also ask for sex.
Well, if it's registered owner, yeah, they might pull it by insurance.
Yeah. So
that would give them the information.
So we don't know the
Even
source.
insurance records.
We don't
Yeah.
know the source of the information that they used in this survey. However, we don't know how in depth they went to make sure that the people they were.
Yeah, we don't know the
Surveying.
sample size. We don't
Yeah.
know the demographic.
But this may sound like 20% of all motorcycle owners in America
Yeah,
were female.
that's hard to
That's what it
believe.
said. But then it goes on to say that the more. So it says, and I quote, the survey also discovered that the younger the rider demographic, the more women you'll find in it. 26% of millennial riders are women, and 22% of Gen Xers are women.
Okay, so how do they get 20% of all motorcycle owners are women with those numbers?
No, so it's saying that 26% of millennial riders in that age group
Right,
are women.
right. So if you look at the two,
So the 19% is all riders from age, I don't know, I'm guessing 18 to, 100.
okay,
Because, of course, we don't have that information here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when I'm thinking of millennials and Gen Xers, that's pretty much everyone who's actually operating a motor vehicle right now.
I mean, there's a lot of old people out there, too.
True. Okay.
And then that's not including Gen Z either, which are now in their 20s.
Is that the millennial 2.0s?
Yeah.
It's like
One
you.
below Gen. No, I'm still millennial.
Yeah.
Yeah, 96 I believe is when Gen Z started.
Ah.
I just got done with the business analysis using those numbers. That's the only reason why I know that.
So here's
There's
something
a
that
lot
is-
of them. So
Here's something from that survey that's totally believable, not sarcasm. The study also found that women spend more money than men in the aftermarket on maintenance, parts, service, and accessories.
I believe that.
Well, yeah, I buy that. Maintenance and stuff, mainly because either they don't want to learn or they don't care to.
Too scared to learn, maybe.
Yeah, on how to work on their own bikes, or they just don't want to take the time.
Yep.
Hey, more power to them. I can get in with that too. I don't have a lot of time. I'm totally lying.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to stain his marble floors in his garage.
Yeah.
Granite. Get it right.
Granted.
Jesus. So, okay, interesting article. We have a link to it in our show notes, so go check it out. I would say take it with a grain of salt because they don't cite all their sources.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you're a woman that listens to this podcast, send us an email and let us know what got you into riding. And
Yeah.
we'll read it on the
Yeah.
next episode.
What you ride,
How
How
long
much-
you've been riding?
how long you been riding.
Are you a group rider or a solo rider?
Oh, yeah.
What are your hobbies?
Yeah.
Do you like long walks on the beach?
And are you single?
I'm just
or
kidding.
not?
Y'all started asking a lot of questions. So
Well,
I mean, at least ours were motorcycle related, you pervert.
yeah. So you can.
I brought it up.
What color's your hair?
Asshole.
So
Yeah.
send us an email at info at between2wheels.com. The 2 is spelled out TWO.
And the is spelled out UMM.
Yes. So something else that hit for 2019, and I'm kind of sad, but not really.
I don't care.
The death of the Hayabusa.
I don't care.
No,
It needs to fucking die.
You're not a Busa, bro.
No. I thought I was when I was like 21, but then I realized what shit bikes they are.
They were the fastest production bike.
Ooh. A lot of them go fucking fast.
In
As a matter of fact,
straight
almost
line.
all the sport bikes I've ever been on go fucking fast.
Yeah.
But the Busa owned it.
Busa, bro.
Busa, bro.
Busa,
But,
bro.
So here's what I love. So Suzuki has decided that they're going to go ahead and kill the line
Yes.
because the only place that they can legally sell them today is here in the United States.
Yep.
Yep.
And
Arg.
they see that the EPA standards, and I find this hard to believe.
Just
They
get
said
California.
the EPA standards are getting stricter in the States. Well, no, they actually aren't,
No.
because the EPA is deregulating everything. But they're going to kill the Hayabusa line because Japan
And
and
Europe.
Europe and South America, they cannot sell these bikes.
Yeah, because of the emissions.
The emissions. Yeah.
I don't know if they know this, but they can change the engine.
But I don't know.
Yeah, if you're not going to be the fastest, I mean.
Are they still
Well,
the fastest?
They are
though?
not the fastest.
No, I think the H2 took
The
that.
ZX14 and
yeah.
then the H2.
Okay. So is the H2 considered a production
Yes.
bike?
Yes.
The H2R is not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I knew one of
Yeah,
them.
the track bike is
Yeah.
not.
the track bike's not a
Track-
production bike.
It's not.
Well, it's still a production bike, but it's not a street legal production bike, which
Yeah.
is what they
Okay.
have their claims off of.
So, for all of the Busa bros out there, it doesn't pain me, but you're gonna have one more year of the Busa, and then you're gonna have to go and find another.
You have to go to the ZX and be
Yeah.
faster.
Yeah, go faster on a better looking bike.
The ZX14 and the H2,
Yeah.
both better looking and faster.
Yeah.
It is
Or
what
I
it
can
is.
respect the H2 because it can handle.
Or
The
the
ZX14 is a straight line bike.
2019 Katana.
That's true.
It's not gonna be as fast, but it looks cooler.
And I bet it can handle a lot better.
Oh well, yeah.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, when you don't have like a 14-foot swing arm on there.
Wait, Busas can run without that?
Well,
I feel like the
Oh,
motor
man.
wouldn't turn over if
Did you hear the gears in my head go? Just
smoke
now?
coming out of your ears.
yeah, it's no, I just can't do it.
What was everyone going to paint Lion King and Mortal Kombat and stuff on now?
I guess I'll have to do it on ZX14s.
Yeah, or big wheel baggers.
Yeah.
Well,
way better.
they are doing it on big wheel baggers,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
but the
They're gonna take
cost
over the
the
market.
cost of that front wheel is about the same as a Busa.
Yeah.
True. Especially when it weighs 38 pounds. Yeah.
Well, did you see though one of the things around the Busa was the low price tag.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
know,
it's relatively inexpensive.
it was a super bike. It
Yeah.
was
Yep.
for like $13,000.
Yep.
That says a lot. I don't know.
The ZX14s is in the same market, though.
Okay. Well,
They're a
there you
little
go.
bit more expensive. But
Yeah, like
Like
1,000 or 2.
14, 15,000 for those.
fuck if I know.
I don't know. All I know is you can't comfortably go 300 miles on one and be fully functional the next day.
I nearly bought a ZX14.
Yeah.
When I was shopping for a new bike, I was looking between the ZX14 and then the complete opposite, my Road Glide.
Man, how that would have changed your life right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have been trading that shit in.
I could have bought 2 ZX14s.
How much time we have left?
Um.
Because I'd like to throw in the live wire here
All right.
if we've got it.
We got plenty.
So, live wire, $30,000. I'm sorry, $29,700
$29,799
For black.
for black
plus shipping.
plus shipping.
Shipping and
So let's
handling.
just say $30,000. 110 mile range, 0-60 in 3 point something.
Under 3.5
Oh,
seconds.
who cares? So we were talking about this in our motovlogger group chat today. They were talking about how, I wouldn't tour on this bike. And someone said, well, I wouldn't tour on a Grom either. But, you're talking about price difference. And I said, all right, for $30,000,
You can buy 10 grams.
you can, hold on. You can buy 7
Okay.
brand new. All right. You can buy 7 of them, have $2,000 left over. So I said, buy 7 grams, fill them full of gas, take the other $2,000, hire a shipping company to drop them 120 miles apart, which is what their range gets on a tank. Ride 1 gram to the next, boom, over 750 miles
Well,
by
120,
spending the exact
840,
same.
but yeah.
Yeah. Well, I did
All
on
right.
I did on 100 miles because that's what we thought that the fuel tank was when we did it.
okay,
So
fair enough.
yeah.
So, Harley, go fuck yourself. Honestly,
So
I
they-
love Harley Davidson. I literally have a Harley tattoo. But this is not at all. Okay,
They-
honestly, this is exactly what I expected them to do. Something
God.
completely ridiculous and charging an arm and a leg for.
Well, I mean, they were either going to nail it, which they didn't, or they were going to just hammer the dog shit out of it, which they did.
Yeah.
But they really only fucked themselves with the price.
No,
The
I
range-
disagree.
The range is comparable when you look at the combined ranges of all the zeros, and there's only like 1 or 2 zeros that get above 100-mile range combined. They're all roughly the same.
So
It's just the price. They
Yeah.
fucked themselves. You can go buy 2 of the top line freaking zeros.
Yeah. And I don't know if you saw it. So one of their big things was talking about the Panasonic Connect and how you can check your phone while it's charging and it'll show what your bike's at, yada, yada, yada. But if you go and look at their FAQ page, that is only free for a year.
Free for a year.
So it's going to be like
Yeah.
OnStar. You're going to have to start paying a yearly subscription just to have connection with your bike. I'm like, God,
And of course,
who is going to
that,
buy this?
that still relies on a cellular connection. So if you're in
Yeah.
an area that has terrible cellular connection,
Yeah.
then you're just SOL.
Yeah. I mean, but let's be fair, though. It's like, how often are you going to be in a charging station that doesn't have cell service?
I mean, it's possible. But
Especially as the technology is getting crazier.
Well, if you look at where they have the charging stations, they're in metropolitan areas
Yep.
or major highways.
true. Yeah.
So that
I mean, you saw
four
the
and a
map.
half-
You saw the map that I showed y'all.
Yeah.
With all the level 3 charging stations. They're fucking everywhere.
So our 4.5 hour drive to Dallas would take you 2 stops for recharge. And what was the recharge time?
So so at a level 3,
Uh-huh.
which is your fast charger.
like the Tesla.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
your-
Tesla supercharger.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's your level 3 chargers, your fast charge. You can get from 0 to 80% in 40 minutes.
Okay.
It's like forget how many they had it broken down per mile,
Yeah.
per minute or something like that.
So, how much does it cost to charge up your bike?
I
It's
have
like a
no idea.
$1 something a minute or an hour.
I
I mean, I've never,
say
I've
$1
never.
a minute, 40 minutes to get $40.
It's like a sex line, right?
Damn.
They put you
So-
on. They put you on hold first too.
And then they give you a girl
They
with
better-
a stutter.
I was like, they better talk dirty to me if I'm paying $1 a minute.
Let's look it up real quick. Level 3 charging cost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking. So, 40 minutes. Okay, when we go to Buc-ee's, it's 25 minutes, 30 minutes right there. So that's okay, fair enough. I've never seen a supercharger at a Buc-ee's.
No.
So they would have to, for me to be happy, if I'm going to be spending that kind of time, I'd want something that's
More readily available.
comparable to a Buc-ee's
Yeah.
to where I'm spending that time. I know here around town, like there's one at an IHOP.
Yeah, they're all over
supercharger
the place.
So I get it. But 110 miles, that gets us partially out to the Twisted Sisters?
It doesn't get us to Austin and back.
No.
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 Well, I mean, you'd be in Austin, so you can charge your bike.
True.
But
But you'd have to
still,
find somewhere to chill for 30 minutes.
well, 40 minutes to get 80%.
That's true.
So, like this site from the LA Times says that it'll cost you about $10 to fully charge a Tesla Model S at one of those charging stations.
So
Okay,
it'd
so-
probably be about $2 to $4 for a bike.
Yeah, 2 to 4.
So, I mean,
that
that's
makes
not terrible.
sense. Okay.
I mean,
so,
you're not spending that on gas. You did spend it on a $30,000 bike, though.
Yeah, it'd take a long time to get in the green on that.
Yeah, Harley can redeem themselves. They have some new models coming out, supposedly for the 2019 model year.
But this scares me because if they screwed us on this, I don't even want to see what the Pan America is going to be.
Well, to be fair, though, they've been working on this damn thing since, 2010?
Before that, I think.
2009?
Yeah.
So, and did you notice how they didn't change it? It
No.
looks almost identical to the prototype.
Which I'm okay with because I would like them to stay with prototypes and concepts as far as it looks.
Sure, but it's been a decade.
Yeah.
I don't know. But, so they have to recoup their costs on all the R&D, but I think this is going to fall flat.
I agree. And here's the reason why. So one person brought up a good point, and then I used that point, and another person brought up another point. So one person said, think about when plasma TVs first came out. They were $4,000 or $5,000 for a big screen. They were
for a big screen.
expensive. Yeah. And that
Yeah.
was, yeah. But, of course, as demand goes up, price is going to go down. The problem I see with that, and this is actually something that was brought up to me, I didn't think of this organically, but someone that brought this up to me is that you're not looking at that demographic size. Because when you had $4,000 to $5,000 TVs, the people that wanted a high-end TV greatly outnumber the people who want a 110-mile range electric bike.
True.
So you're talking volume-wise,
I just don't see it.
it's going to be a long, painful road.
I don't know how they got a $30,000 freaking price tag.
My question is, why are we not looking at hybrid motors? Because I just read an article today talking about intercity helicopter travel. So it's basically drones that come pick up people, like a taxi service.
Hard
They
pass.
expect that to be a reality in the next 5 years.
Bullshit.
Because they've actually patented the technology that is viable. Because everyone had the idea of these big giant batteries, and people were like, that's just not possible. Even if you are lucky enough to get a 30-mile range, the charge time and the downtime and talking about having to hover in case of bad weather, there's no way you're going to get past. Well, this company called Bell something.
Are they subsidiary of Bell Helicopters?
I would imagine so.
Yeah, it'd almost have to be.
Who's with
But,
that name? Yeah.
It's Bell something, so it's got a different a second name. I can't remember what it is, but they actually got the patent filed, and it's actually gotten a lot of praise because it uses basically a turbine generator. So it's a gas powered generator that powers 6 blades. Basically, that's exactly how a locomotive works, a train.
Mm-hmm.
They run off of diesel, but they power electric generators to get more power to make it more efficient.
Well, that's how U.S. Navy ships.
Yeah.
Okay.
Navies are the exact same way. So my question is, why are we not? Is that I'm honestly curious on an engineering standpoint why we haven't looked at that.
Got to be cost.
Well, they have hybrid cars that they're showing actually does more damage to the environment.
Well, yeah,
Then-
lithium mines are fucking terrible.
Yeah. So that could be part of it. And then the sheer R&D to put
Yeah.
that size of a motor and downscale to fit into a motorcycle, that would probably be a huge detractor, plus the amount of fuel you'd have to carry to offset the charging, maybe.
I think it's boils down to the fact that you can get, I mean, on a standard motorcycle, you can get about 200 miles to the tank.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
So it's not to the point where it's needed. I think electric bikes are a lot further down the road than electric cars are, just
Yeah.
because of the environmental impact they have comparatively.
Mhm.
You're talking apples and oranges.
True, but yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious to see how they will actually make that work. And I have a feeling they are skipping hybrids and going straight to electric
Yeah.
Yeah.
because of Tesla.
Yeah.
Let's face it, Tesla. What was the one
Well,
that failed? Ranker, something like that. Another electric car company, Fisker. Fisker was the
Fisker.
one.
Fister?
They're still up.
Well, Fisker's the company's dead.
It's still up. They're releasing a car next month or the month after.
So it's been probably bought out. And okay, so someone bought the
Yes.
rights. Okay. Well, Fisker tried originally and failed,
Yes.
but because of the success that we've seen with Tesla, that's why the pure electric play is going to happen. And let's face it, an electric motor's a lot cheaper to build than a hybrid motor.
Yeah.
And it's actually cheaper to build than a conventional motor to some degree because you're building a generator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It will be in time if it's not already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The expensive part is all the lithium ion
Yeah.
stuffs.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd be curious to see what the next thing is going to be because Harley screwed the pooch bad on
So
the
bad.
$30,000 price
So
tag.
bad.
That's what scares the crap out of me with the Pan America, because like you said, this has been in research for freaking 8-9 years. But how long have they been developing the Pan America and just not been as vocal about it?
Yeah, because I
'Cause
mean,
they didn't really need to be vocal about the Pan America.
Well, also with the Pan America, they have a lot of other manufacturers out there that they can learn from mistakes and everything. There's not a lot of manufacturers out there building higher performance EV motorcycles.
Yeah, so like with the Pan America, it's supposed to be, a dual sport adventure bike, whatever. They can look at the Africa, the BMWs.
But that's what scares me, is like they're always so much higher on all aspects. How much higher are they going to be?
Yeah, yeah. And then they also have that Street Fighter that's coming out,
Oh God,
and which I think is a complete ripoff of the XD But let's see what maybe they can redeem themselves in those. But if they're going after the younger market, which is allegedly what they're trying to do, they need to actually get into young people's
yeah,
pay ranges.
price range. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, a $30,000 motorcycle that you cannot tour on, you can only go to and from work and around
City
town.
life, yeah.
Yeah. That's a hard pill to swallow for a lot of people. Period. A lot of people cannot swallow that
Oh,
pill.
yeah.
No.
I mean, let's face it, you can pick up a car, an
Oh, yeah.
electric car for $5,000 more. If that's
Yep.
what the
It is $35,000 for the bottom line Tesla, which gets 230 mile range, I believe.
yeah. So
Yeah.
why would I spend $30,000 on a bike that gets me 110 miles? Because I can go to 0 to 60 in 3-ish seconds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and
Yeah.
of course with the Tesla, you've got already proven, support and technology there.
And that's another thing, is like, it's a car. Like I could swallow that pill having a $35,000 car that I can take back and forth to work or all around town, because it's a car.
Yeah.
I could drive it every single day.
Yeah. Like, was it the Volt only has, like 150-mile range or something
Yeah.
like that?
The Leaf is about the same as
Yeah.
well. I could swallow that.
Yeah.
Because
You can ride that. You can drive that in the snow,
Yeah.
Yeah.
monsoons.
Yeah. I mean,
It's not recreational vehicle price.
Yeah.
the only places you could I could see this bike really selling is going to be the Southern California market.
Actually, I did some research on this today, and up in New York is actually their biggest market.
For the Livewire?
No, for all electric motorcycles.
Right.
Wow. I mean, that's great, except for they get poor weather as well.
Yeah,
They-
I
like a lot
I
more.
agree with
They
you.
only-
I'm just telling you what the stats said.
I'm just saying that's weird.
Yeah.
and all the leafers that need to go out of town, they're not going to be able to ride their motorcycle to do it.
Yeah. But you're also talking, I think they're focusing, you got to think of metro areas where people don't even own cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to store and transport a motorcycle. I mean, parking a motorcycle, as we all know, is a lot easier than parking a car. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. And especially an electric one.
yeah,
You can take it inside, don't have to worry about any fumes or anything like that. Plug it right in.
plug it right in.
Yeah. I don't know. Okay, so we
Only
know
the future will tell.
we know the $30,000 price tag is insane. What is the price tag for that? What is the right price tag where Harley is going to be able to still recoup their R&D costs?
Well, if they either want to get their money back or they want to sell fucking motorcycles.
They bought a company to do this, so I can't even imagine the costs.
Yeah. So I would say if this bike was 20 to 22, that's an easier pill to swallow than 30.
True. Well, yeah.
And I think they'd sell more.
So it's funny that you bring that up because I did find a company during my research today. I want to say it's Energic, but very, very similar bikes. It looks more like a CB900, but it's all electric. It's got the Class 3 capable charging. The charging time was actually a little bit better than Harley's, and the range I think was around 120. So it's right there.
Comparable.
They're priced at 21.
Yeah.
So
Energica.
Energica, is that what it was? But yeah, so I was looking for other bikes
Competitors.
that were not Zero, were not Alta, that were building like an actual street bike looking and feeling bike with similar performance. No, that's not the one I found. But yeah, so they were between 20 and 22. I still think that's way out of bounds to me for having an EV bike that is a second bike. I'm going to go with the City Slicker that we reviewed.
Oh, yeah.
Still, even though it's only got a top speed of 45 miles an hour and only has like a 60-mile range, for an around town bike, that's what I'm going to pay.
Is what, $3,000, $4,000?
It was
Yeah.
sub 10,000. Let's
Yeah.
just say that for sure, sub $10,000.
Yeah.
That is the only EV bike that I could see myself buying or owning anytime in the near future.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't live in this. I don't do enough within the city, like here in San Antonio, that I would ever care about the
Second bike.
the battery
Yeah.
lifestyle, the EV life. But if I lived in Dallas, if I lived in Houston, New York City, LA, where it's probably better to own a motorcycle than it is to own a car,
Yeah.
maybe. The reason I said Southern California is just the number of days that they don't have to worry about any type of weather other than heat.
Yeah.
They
Not to
definitely have the
mention-
most.
They also have an advantage in traffic because they can lane split. So
Yeah.
at that point, you have a whole other advantage you're talking about.
And these are really thin bikes.
Yep.
Now, when they do come out after probably next year, 2020, if they're still around, I'll probably test ride one. Just because I think they've probably
If
already
they even let you.
pre-sold the majority of the ones that are hitting dealers. I think they've already sold a lot of them.
Probably.
But I wonder what the numbers look like from all the pre-orders who canceled once they saw
the stats.
the stats on it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. That just killed me. That literally broke my heart. I was thinking, okay, Harley's going to do something right here. Give us at least 175, 180 mile range.
Shit, I'd have been 100. I would have been happy with 150. It's low, but it's at least on par with the market.
But that's...
But you'd have to drop the price.
But if you go, like I said, if you go look and you look at the combined ranges of everything, because like this one, the Energica Ego, it's an electric super bike. They're saying, I looked up the range on it, it says 93 miles at a constant 50 miles an hour, 118 miles at 37 miles an hour, or 31 miles if you're on the track.
Huh. Yeah, nope.
I mean,
And what's the cost on it?
I
Doesn't even say.
But I mean, that's, it's all going to come down to how you're riding it.
Yep.
If we get on our bikes and we're out there romping on the throttle, there goes the gas mileage.
Yeah.
That 42 miles per gallon is gone.
Which that too kills me. I mean, if we're out touring on the road glides, we're getting 45, 50 miles per gallon.
That ego's $35,000.
Yeah. Jesus.
But that's a race bike.
Yeah.
It really is.
It's the Formula E of bikes.
It really is.
Which I listened to an entire podcast on Formula E, and it's so incredible the technology that goes into those cars and the strategy that is in those races, because all the drivers could turn laps like 30 to a minute faster than what they're running, but you have to you only get 2 batteries, basically 2 cars. You only have 2 cars to last the entire race. So you have to plan how you're coming into the turn, because they do have recuperating motors. So when you're on the brakes, it is powering the car. So you have to plan your lines and adjust your racing style to be as fast, but still have enough juice to finish the race.
It's kind of like the 24-hour Le Mans type of race, where you have so many pit stops, so many tire changes, driver changes, things like that. So you have to plan everything out as best as possible.
But it's also a lot different than Le Mans, because Le Mans also still balls to the wall.
Right.
True. Yeah.
Right. But yeah, I actually kind of like that, because I think
it's a whole new style of racing.
It narrows down the field to people who are phenomenal drivers versus people who are in phenomenal cars.
Yeah.
And also
like
the only thing that the companies can change is the drivetrain. So everything else on the car is supplied from Formula E. It's only the drivetrain that's developed by Audi, Mercedes, you name it.
Nice.
So everyone is in very, very, very similar cars.
So it's kind of like NASCAR.
Yeah. Goddamn restrictor plates. They're holding us back. Oh, wait, I don't watch NASCAR. I heard that.
Do you have a Jeff Gordon tattoo?
Well, with Ken's voice, that accent, you'd almost think he would.
First of all, it's Dale Earnhardt. God rest his soul, died in February.
Like, I feel like the worst
Proof
thing
that walls work, people.
that Ken lost in the fire was his collection of NASCAR commemorative plates.
Yeah, all that paint melted.
Yeah.
Poor Ken.
That is My Little Pony collection, but
Oh, you called him out.
that's legit.
Miss my ponies.
Uncle Ken, big
miss
bad biker dude. Well, 2 things will melt his heart: puppies
Puppies, ponies.
and ponies.
And house fires.
Man, house fires melt a lot of stuff, in case you didn't know.
All right. So let's wrap this up. Let's talk about some final thoughts on this episode. So what to do when you break down. Did we leave anything out, or anything that you guys would like to add?
Get the roadside assistance, man. Like I said, you're talking under $1 per month. Literally less than a cost of a cup of coffee.
Yeah,
per month.
that trip interruption.
It will save your ass. You use it one time, it's going to pay for itself for your life.
I mean, just think if we'd have gone to Big Bend if we didn't have a trailer, and heading down that road and actually wrecked and fucked something up good.
Yeah. No, you got a point. So we didn't touch this, but does AAA cover motorcycles?
I don't know. I've never been a member of AAA.
I haven't either.
So, if anybody knows,
shoot
shoot
us
us an email.
up. info@between2wheels.com.
Or we could just Google it and not be lazy assholes.
Well, there's that too.
I mean, let's get to some fan interaction,
It can be added for $35 a month.
Okay, so you can do it as an add-on package.
Or sorry, $35 per member. Not per month. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's an add-on deal for your auto.
And that's not a
policy.
bad price. And
I don't know how much.
I've heard good things about AAA.
Well, that's a Hog membership per year,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's $35 per member for Hog. Cool. All right. So if you have any questions about this episode or any episode, hit us up at info@between2wheels.com. The 2 spelled out TWO. Well, go ahead and wrap it up then.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right at the end.
Yeah. So thank you all for listening to the Between Two Wheels podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we enjoy making these. Head over to our website, www.between2wheels.com, and check out the show notes for this episode and all other episodes. Also, there you will see a link to our Patreon. Please be sure to go over there, and if you can, please become a member. On behalf of the Between Two Wheels crew, I am Johnny Roblack. Keep the shiny side up, and we will catch you in the next one.